Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do a Festive Friday video. Throughout the year I do Technique Tuesdays, and then when the holiday mini catalogue comes out I like to start with these doing Festive Fridays because it debuts in September, and to start in September with Christmassy and holiday things, it's just a little bit too much. So Festive Friday is a handy way to split the difference. So holiday mini catalogue, it will debut in the beginning of September 3rd. But as a demonstrator, of course, I was able to pre-order things. I can't show you what's inside, but I can show you all the things that I have been able to pre-order. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making some of cards using the sample. So I'll pop this off to one side and I will bring in the wonderful Lights of Aurora set, which is just, well, it's just awesome. So I already did a sample video and I used these 3 designs. There are 6 altogether, and these 2 have yet to have a turn. And today I'm going to show you 2 cards that use this pattern and lots of other exciting things. So 6 by 6, and I'd mentioned in one of the previous videos that I really like that because it keeps the Aurora lights sort of condensed. If it was 12 by 12, it would be a little bit too spread out. But then when I'm trying to cut it to size, what I did was I just cut a piece of computer paper, 6 by 6, and I cut a piece out that was 3 by 3. So now I can look and say, oh, you know, I quite like that. Or could I do that? Particularly on this piece, of course, there's not enough in there. But if I wanted 3 by 3 pieces, that came in rather handy. And you'll see this one and this one. So this was my handy dandy little cheater tool, literally piece of computer paper. But that was my little trick. And this is the piece of cardstock, designer series paper we're going to use today. So first of all, I've got the 2 cards ready here. This is the piece of the 6 by 6 that I didn't use, but they've always got lovely colours or dramatic black on the back that will come in very handy. What I wanted to do was start with the stamping, and let me bring in the set. This is it. It's Light and Wonder, and what I'm going to do is stamp the image for the words, and then I will put everything together. So we're going to do Wonder, and when I am away from home, which I am now, I don't have all of my big pads. So what I have is a lovely selection of all the colors, a lovely rainbow of colors that I was able to accumulate out of all the paper pumpkin kits that I've had in the past. But this time we're going to use Blackberry Bliss because it's a really good color that coordinates with this set very much in particular. So we will put the Wonder at the very bottom. I'm just going to have to pull it towards me because I know my head is going to get into the shot. So there is the Wonder, and it's a wonder that I was able to get it onto the piece of cardstock. This is actually 1 3/4 by 3 inches, and you'll see why in a second. I wanted to show you how I did it. This is not actually the piece I'm going to use. I've pre-done those. I've done the whole Blue Peter. Here's one I made earlier, but then I'm using the Coastal Cabana because it coordinates with the colors and the color of the designer series paper. So this is the greeting that I stamped. So we'll start with this lovely, gorgeous grape one. So here is one of the 3-inch pieces. There is, of course, the white. If you have a dark colored cardstock, it's always advisable to have a piece of lighter colored cardstock, and I just tend to use basic white. And I cut them into 6. I cut it into 4 1/4, and then I cut each of those lengths into thirds. And then I took a piece of Coastal Cabana, which matches this card and the little mini ink spot that I used. Well, of course, if I was at home in my stamping room, I would be using my big pads. And then I am going to pop this down the side of the card. Now this idea I got when I did the creativity now, the layout, that's where I got it from. Actually, I'm not even 100% sure that's straight. And then here, you know, by the power of Blue Peter and television and all that good stuff, here is one I made earlier. And I am going to, it's not straight. You know when you can just see something isn't right? So let me just lay it gently before I commit it fully. I am going to pop that on the bottom, and then the designer series paper, which is a 3x3 piece, will go in the little space, and then the wonder of the Aurora will really get a chance to shine. Because I've cut it down even further, this is basically, that whole piece is just filled with that. So that is one of the cards. The other one, the base, which I forgot to mention, is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and then it's cut in half. There is the white, but you don't need to watch me stick that in. But this is the wonderful glitter paper, which came out of the holiday mini catalogue. So again, it's the same size. So we'll pop that on there. Again, I don't think it's straight. Oh my gosh. The problem, of course, is when I'm doing these, you know, when it's just me, I'll just stick my head right over there to make sure I've got it in the right place. So we'll stick the greeting on, which is just another copy of the same. And we'll put that right up against the side. And then this is the other piece of that designer series paper. Again, it's just a 3x3. And this is what inspired the Coastal Cabana, because look how rich and blue that is. So that is the cards. How quick and easy and wonderful are they? But of course, you know, it is me, and those of you who watch my videos and know I am a blingaholic will be going, hang on a minute, Alyson, you haven't put the bling on yet. So we will put a lovely purple one there, and a couple of the pool party ones on here. And this one can have a pool party one on that side, and the lovely purple ones on here. So it ties everything in together. So quick and easy, 2 little pieces of this wonderful, wonderful paper, cut using the little template, but then you've got to maximize and really utilize the lovely colors that come in all the pieces. So there you have them. If you like what you've seen, please consider subscribing, ring the bell so you don't miss any. I know a lot of you already have that bell rung so you don't miss the Technique Tuesdays. So you'll get the same notification when it's a Festive Friday. Just don't want to confuse you when it rings on a Friday. You know, wait a minute, it's not Tuesday today. So that is the how-to. If you have any questions or comments, pop those in the box below and I will always get back with you. There is always directions, dimensions, information on my blog, and September 3rd is when the catalogue goes live. If you then can't wait to start shopping, you can find my online store there and also linked below. And in the meantime, thanks so much for watching.